For those of you who don't know, CloseBot V2 is an AI-powered conversation builder that helps you qualify your leads, book your appointments, and update your CRM automatically. It's like having a virtual assistant that never sleeps, but way more advanced. You would use CloseBot alongside your CRM and not instead of it. Whether you're using HighLevel or HubSpot or something else, CloseBot becomes the front end of the conversation while your CRM handles the back end. If you're using HighLevel as your CRM, the question is, why would you use CloseBot over the native HighLevel automations? And it's because HighLevel's automations are very powerful, but they are rigid. They are great for form logic or static automations, but they don't talk. And even though HighLevel is improving drastically on that end, CloseBot still makes it feel like it's more of a natural conversation. It handles back and forth, asks follow-up questions, and adapts in real time based on what people are saying. It's smarter, more human, which is ironic, and prone to drop-offs. For example, if somebody gives an answer like, "Oh, I'm not sure yet," CloseBot can automatically dig deeper or reroute them, where HighLevel would just stop the automation or fire the wrong trigger. And again, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that all works and show you a real-life example. Okay, so the first thing you'll need is a CloseBot V2 account. You can do that by just coming over to closebot.com, and if you'd like, you could start a free trial. For the purpose of this video, I started a free trial to show you exactly what you will see if the account is brand new. So on your dashboard, you'll see at the top left here, dashboard, agents, sources, users, knowledge library, and conversations. The dashboard is just the place where you can see all your overall statistics, like the responses sent, contacts engaged, meetings booked, and then the usages for your billing. Then if you're on a pay plan, you'll see the daily metrics, and that's it. It's a very compact, short dashboard that just shows you the information that you would actually need. Then coming over to agents over here, this place has two parts. You have your personas and you have your job flows. The personas are the place where you create the personality for your bot. Think of it like the attitude that you want the bot to be trained on when responding to leads or clients. Then below that, you have the job flows, which if you are a high-level user, it is almost like the workflows, but a lot more advanced. Coming over to the top left here, if you click on sources, this is where you link CloseBot to your CRM. So if I click on add new source, you can see I can choose from a couple options, them being high-level sub-account, lead connector sub-account, HubSpot, which is coming soon, or via a webhook, which is coming soon as well. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do a high-level sub-account. So I'm going to click on sub-account, next, and then click on connect. It will take you to a page like this where you can log in, which will then reroute you to your high-level account. But if you go back to the previous tab, you'll see if you scroll down, all you have to do is install this app to your high-level account. So you'll do that by clicking on next. And then once you've signed in, you'll see all your different sub-accounts over here, where you can then choose which sub-account you want to attach your CloseBot agent to. In this case, I'm going to do my test account here. And once it's fully connected, you'll see the status over here saying connected. So the first thing you want to do when creating a bot is to create a persona. You should have one pre-populated into your account like this. If you wanted to add a persona, you click on the plus button over here. So I'm going to add a persona and click on plus, where I will give it a name and a description where you can just give it a title so that you know the purpose of each bot. Because keep in mind, you can build multiple bots and attach them all to different workflows to make them sound like a different brand. So in this case, I'm just going to label it Ben's Tennis Club Assistant, since I'm going to build a bot for a tennis club. Then click on next, where you can then type how you want the bot to respond. So again, pre-populated, you'll get this prompt or a similar prompt so that you don't have to figure out where to start or how to write a perfect prompt. Just use the information that you want and then add something if you would like. In this case, I'm going to keep it the way it is. And then I want to change the tone and delete concise and maybe add professional. Then I have advanced settings here where I can add the response delay. If I want it to be immediate, I would leave it at 0. But if I would like it to sound more human, maybe I'll let it wait for 30 seconds. For the demo, I don't want to wait 30 seconds. So I'm going to just say 0. And then below that, you have the frequency AI typos. This means that how often do you want the bot to make spelling mistakes when communicating with a contact? So if you're at a doctor's office, for example, you don't really want to have spelling mistakes, but if you're in a more relaxed industry and want to sound a bit more human, then you can just slide the frequency of the typos you want in your messages. I don't think it's wise to put it at 100%, especially if you are trying to sound professional. I'm going to leave it at 0% and then click on next. You can then choose your AI provider. The AI provider is the AI source you want to use to power your bot, like Anthropic or OpenAI. In this case, I'm going to choose CloseBot OpenAI and click on next. Once you do that, you'll see a brief summary of the bot that you just built, where you can then click on create persona. And you'll see down here, he's been added to no job flows or no workflows. Okay, so now that our event bot has been created, and to create a job flow, again, you just click on the plus button, where you'll be prompted to add the name, which I'll say tennis club slot booking. And below that, I can attach that workflow or job flow to a group. A group is just like a folder. So if you want to add a folder, then just click on create new group. But I want to leave it as all job flows and click on next, where I'll be prompted to choose the source type for the new job flow. The source type again is what CRM is going to be attached to this. So if necessary, the bot can then update on. In this case, again, I'm going to use the high-level sub-account. And also please notice this action cannot be changed later once you create this workflow. Choose my sub-account. And what's a really cool feature is that I can also adjust it by the tags. So if I click on filter by tags, these are random tags that I created. And let's say I have a tag called response. I can click this green check, which will add it now to the filters. And I want to say that this workflow must not be fired if it has this handoff tag. So I can do that by clicking this button over over here, which will make it red. It will say that this workflow can only fire if it has this response tag and does not have the handoff tag. And then below that, I can select the channels where I can choose WhatsApp, GMB, live chat, SMS, email, Facebook, Instagram, or custom. For the demo, I'm just going to click on live chat and then click on next. Then I have 4 options here. I can start from scratch, choose from a template, build the workflow by prompting through AI, which is currently in repair, and then coming soon is the marketplace, where you can find other builders' job flows and bring it straight into your account. So I'm not going to choose a template. I'm going to build from scratch here and click on deploy. Once you do, you'll see an open canvas that looks like this. So the start element over here is, as it says, the starting point for the workflow. In my example, I want to build a job flow for a tennis club to automatically qualify the lead and get them to book a slot on the tennis club calendar. So you can see on the right hand side here, we have actions where they group between say something, branch, delay, and integrations. If you keep scrolling, you can find other and scenario. In this case, I want to say something. So I'm going to choose an objective, which means that I want to find out something from the lead before getting them to do something. So I'm going to add a couple objectives over here. Actually, let's say I add maybe 3 objectives. And what's great is that you can build these objectives out all immediately, but not attach them to the actual workflow. Okay, so let's say I want the first objective to ask if they have an active membership at my tennis club. So I'm going to click on objective, click on plus, and then you'll see the output variable. This is just your custom field. So if you click on the drop down arrow, you can add the last name, full name, email, phone, or whatever other variable you want this information to then fill into. I'm going to leave it as empty since I haven't created one yet in my HighLevel account, and I'm going to title it active membership. And then below that, we have short description. This right here is such a cool feature because instead of writing a massive prompt or figuring out what words to use, the CloseBot team have developed it where you can just put a basic instruction in and the bot will automatically be trained to say the perfect response based off of that short description. In this instance, I'm going to say, ask if the client has an active estimate or not. If I want to add an extra prompt, I can add a prompt over here. Add the max attempts, I'm only going to say 3. And then we have this button over here, which means that let's say this objective was asking for its name, but we already have its name. If that field is not blank, it's going to skip that question so that you're not asking for the name if you have the name already. So for this question, I don't have it already. So I'm going to click on save. And you can see now the active membership objective has now been created. So I'm going to delete these 2 for simplicity's sake. You can do it by clicking on it and clicking the red button. A cool action to add actually here will be a branch. So I can add a branch or a switch. I'm going to add a switch, which I will title active. And I'm going to toggle on use AI to power the decision. So as it says, AI will then use information in the conversation to make the decision whether in this case, the membership is active or not. So I've added the 2 case names, which the first one will be if the contact has an active membership and the second one being if they do not have an active membership. So I'm going to make the description seeing if, and I'm going to add a custom field as contact first name has a active membership. Then I'm going to click on save. Now what I'm saying is that if they have an active membership, I maybe want them to do something different if they do not have an active membership. So first I'm going to connect all of these over here. I'm going to connect the start one to the objective to the switch. I'm going to add another objective over here. I want this first objective to gather the person's name. So I'm going to click on the output variable to be the first name, where it will automatically put in the title where get first name and the short description, which is to get the contact's first name. I'm going to click on save. I'm going to take this action and put it over here. And before we connect it, I want to add a tag so that we know who has an active membership and who does not. So I'm going to scroll down to integrations and click on modified tag. I'm going to click on modified tag and title this active membership, where I want to add the tag active to it. Then I click on save. Do the same thing for non-active by coming down to integrations, modified tag, dragging it over, clicking on it, where I will add the tag not active. So now I want to connect these to the tags. So I'm going to go to this little dot and then drag it over to the tag, whereas this one will come down to the not active tag, just to move it around so you can see the full label. So we've tagged the contact, and for simplicity's sake, let's just add that tag to the next objective. So I'm going to do that for both. And then again, this objective was to get the first name. Then after this objective, again, I'm going to add one more objective, and then let this one be to get the contact's email. So I'm going to click on save, attach the actions. And just to summarize quickly what this flow does, it's going to start and first ask them if they have an active membership. If they do, it's going to add a tag. If they don't, it's going to add a non-active tag. Both of them will then go and ask for the first name, ask for the email. And this step over here is not going to be like the typical workflow style, which it says, what is your name? Give your name. What is your email? Give your email. It's going to do it in a more natural, organic conversation style. So that again, it does feel more human-like, even though you're talking to a bot. Then I want the final thing in this job flow or this workflow to be that the client or the lead books an appointment on the calendar. So books their tennis slot. So all I'm going to do is come over to the right-hand side here, scroll down to integrations and come down to GoHighLevel booking. I'm going to drag it in. I'm going to give it a title, give it a short description, which will be to book a 60-minute tennis slot. And then I want to select the calendar. If the calendar does not come up, then you can also use the calendar ID. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to click on use calendar ID just to show you where to get the calendar ID. All you're going to do is come over to your HighLevel account, then come down to the sub account that you've attached to the sources in the CloseBot account, come down to calendars, calendar settings, and then under your desired calendar calendar, you'll see the ID. So you can just copy that ID, paste it here. Once you do that, click on save. Then you just want to attach it to the next action. Okay, so this is the complete workflow that I'm going to use. I'm going to click on save in the bottom left, and now I want to publish it. So I'm going to click on needs publishing. When I click on needs publishing, you'll see an error that comes up over here. This means that we have not attached the persona to this job flow. So to do that, it's very simple. Just come down to the settings, and then you're going to select the persona that you want. In this case, I want Ben, and then I can click on save and close. But before I do that, I want to show you just one more thing, and that is the follow-ups. If I click on follow-ups, I can enable follow-up. If you're using a channel like SMS, Facebook, or email, and obviously not live chat, then you can schedule when you want your follow-ups to be. So if I click on enable follow-up and add follow-up, I can say follow-up after maybe 1 hour, maybe add another follow-up for in possibly 2 days. I'm just going to switch it off for now and make sure I've selected my persona to be Ben, and then click on save and close. Now I'm ready to hit publish. Since I'm on the free demo, I can only add 5 actions. So for this purpose, I'm just going to remove these tags and then make sure I connect these actions together. So I'm going to click on save again and then hit publish. And my bot has now been published. Then the way to test it, here is 2 options. First option is to come down here and click on test. Then it will take me to a new page that looks like this. This is where we can test these sessions for Ben's Tennis Club slot booking bot. So I'm going to click on start new session. Then it will take me to the actual testing page. Right here, I'll be able to have a conversation with the bot, test it, and then go back and modify it if needed. But for the purpose of this demo, I want to show you what it looks like inside of HighLevel. So I'm going to come to my HighLevel test sub account, and then I added a chat widget to this random website. And you'll see just like normal, the chat widget appears over here, but in the back end, CloseBot is actually running it. So if I type a message and say, hi there, then in just a few seconds, the bot will respond. And then if you remember inside of the job flow that we built, the first objective was to ask if we have an active membership. So you can see it says here, you currently have an active membership with us. I'm going to say, yes, I do. And then it will move on to the next objective, which I believe is the first name. So I'm going to give it my first name. And then the next objective was to get my email. And instead of giving it to it straight away, I'm going to try and throw it off a bit. I'm going to say, why do you need it? Then it just says, good question. I need your email to verify your account. I'm going to give it a random email and click enter. And then just like that, it will send me a message that says, thanks, Benjamin. What time today would you like to book your 60-minute tennis slot? We have availability from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Just let me know your preferred start time. So I'm going to say 8 a.m. After I do that, it sends me another message saying, got it, I've reserved the 8 a.m. tennis slot for you. You'll get a confirmation email shortly. Is there anything else you'd like help with today? I'm going to say no thanks. And then it's just going to send me a final message here. So what I'm going to do is come back to the HighLevel account, and then you'll see at that calendar, at that same time that I booked, the booking has already been booked in automatically. And that's it. You just built a working booking bot that handles your court bookings, collects important information, and updates your CRM. And you did all of it without writing a single line of code. I imagine the same flow for a dentist, taking new patient appointments, a gym offering free trials, a coach qualifying leads before a discovery call, or a salon booking services. Once you understand the flow, you can build bots for any business in just a couple minutes. If you want to try CloseBot yourself, check the link below. Start with one bot, keep it simple like we did today, and you'll quickly see how powerful this can really get. Thank you for watching, and go build your first bot.